Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss one more natural resource, that's water. Water is the basic necessity for all forms of life, human beings, animals, as well as plants. This water that's required for fulfilling the basic needs of individuals, and it is due to human activities that there is a scarcity of water in various regions, and some parts of country they have good resources of water, whereas other parts they suffer from chronic water shortage. And the regions that are having good availability of water, they are flourishing because they have good crops. But the regions which have shortage of water, they are in a thick of poverty because of poor crop growth. This means there are some regions in India which have water scarcity, but some regions have good availability of water. Thus, there should be proper management of this natural resource water. And rain in India, they are due to monsoons. This means rain, that's very important source of water, and rain in India they are largely due to monsoons which last for few months. This means the most of the rain that falls on the earth in a few months of the year, this rain that fills the lakes and ponds and also flows into the rivers, and some of it that seeps into the ground and becomes available as groundwater. Though we can say most of the parts of our country get a good rainfall during monsoons, but due to loss of vegetation, much water does not seep into the ground, it rather flows into the rivers. And कॉमन इरिगेशन मेथड्स जो है अवेलेबल हमारे पास वो है डैम्स, canals, tanks, and that are used in various parts of India for irrigation. And these methods they are maintained by local people, and these methods they help in storing water which can be used up in agriculture. Not only agriculture, daily needs of common people can also be met through this water. This means in fact we can say many cities of our country they depend on such lakes for their water supply during the year. There are some artificial lakes that have been made in various places to store this water to meet the increasing demand for water. Thus, we can say, despite good rains, we are not able to fulfill the demand of water for all the people. Why? Because our population is increasing rapidly, and due to lack of sufficient vegetation, this rainwater that does not seeps into the ground, and due to high yielding varieties of crops, they require more water for irrigation. And due to pollution of our water bodies, by discharging untreated sewage and industrial waste into rivers, that also reduces the availability of usable water. And we can say the changing lifestyle of people, especially in urban areas, that is also consuming more water. Now let us see what are use of water. Water is the basic necessity for all living things, and we all know we use water for our daily needs like washing, bathing, drinking, irrigation. And this water that's also used for agriculture, that's used for transportation, that's used for construction of buildings, roads, dams, etc. And this water that's also used for generating electricity. And water is natural habitat for aquatic organisms, but Due to human activities, the availability of water that reduces day by day, and that we due to human activities water bodies are polluted, so there should be proper management of this natural resource water. Now, rivers, they are important source of water, but in these rivers they get their water supply from the melting of snow that's lying on the peaks of snow mountains or glaciers. And this management of river water, how it is done? It is done by constructing dams on rivers. In order to make proper use of river water, dams are constructed across the rivers to regulate the flow of water, and large dams are made to ensure that water that can be used in irrigation, that can be used in generating electricity. And you might be knowing Indira Gandhi Canal in Rajasthan areas that has helped a lot in bringing greenery in different regions. Therefore, in order to make proper use of river water, dams are constructed across the rivers to regulate the flow of river water. And these large reservoirs of dams, they stores a large amount of water that is brought in by the flowing river. Like there is Bakra Dam, which has been built across the river Satluj in the state of Punjab in our country. And these dams, they were useful, or we can say there are many advantages of dams. Like these dams, the water from dams that was used for irrigation of crops, that is also used for generating electricity, and that's also used to for it also supplies water to towns and cities. And these dams, they also control floods. This means dams जो हैं they are made to regulate the flow of river water. And these dams, they are useful to us in many ways. But the construction of high rise dams for the management of river water and for generating electricity, it has certain problems. And criticism about dams addresses the three problems in particular: first, social problem, economic problem, and environmental problem. This means the public opposition to the construction of large dams in rivers, that's mainly due to the following three problems that led to the three problems. First, social problems. It displaces a large number of people who have to be rehabilitated. ड्यू टू कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ हाई राइज ड्रीम्स, जो वहाँ से जो लोग रहते थे, लार्ज नंबर ऑफ ह्यूमन सेटलमेंट और वी कैन से विलेज, दे वर सबमर्ज्ड इनटू द वाटर ऑफ लार्ज रिजर्व्स फॉर्म्ड बाय द डैम्स. और जो बहुत सारे लोग हैं, दे वर रेंडर्ड होमलेस. दिस क्रिएट्स ए सोशल प्रॉब्लम, and therefore it was necessary for the government that all the people who are displaced from the dam side, they should be given adequate compensation by the government for rehabilitation, so far so as to they will start their life afresh. This is the social problem that arises due to construction of dams. Second is economic problem. Economic, it's expensive and it use large huge amount of public money. Some people say that construction of high-rise dams that involves the spending of huge amount of public money without the generation of proportionate benefits. इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम में क्या हुआ, लोगों ने कहा कि जितना पैसा इसको लगता है बनाने में, उससे ये कम ही फ़ायदा देता है. और वी कैन से जो there can be no real progress without building the dams, because they allow us to manage our water resource properly, and at the same time they give us much needed electricity without causing any air pollution. And but जो opposition of people था, that it led to economic problem, That also becomes a hindrance in construction of dams. For example, construction of Tahri Dam on River Ganga and raising the height of Sardar Sarovar Dam on the River Narmada are due to such problems. And जो नर्मदा बच्चा आंदोलन सेव द नर्मदा मूवमेंट है against the raise of height of Sardar Sarovar Dam. Therefore, these were the such problems that cause hindrance in the construction of dams. And third is environmental problem. It causes deforestation and loss of biodiversity. Due to construction of high-rise dams on rivers that led to deforestation, this is because when it leads to deforestation, this leads to loss of biodiversity. This is because of vast variety of flora and fauna that get submerged into the water of large reservoirs formed by the dams, and it disturbs the ecological balance. This means these were the disadvantages of construction of dams. Here are some dams. Now, what is the only method by which we can save water, by which we can manage this natural resource? That is rainwater harvesting. This question might be asked in maybe asked in examination. It's important question. रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग में क्या करते हैं, जो डिफरेंट मेथड्स ऑफ वाटरशेड मैनेजमेंट हैं that are known since ancient times. One of the method that is known as khadins बनाते हैं, khadins in Rajasthan, which consists of a long earthen embankment built across the low hill slopes, and the area enclosed by the embankment is called a bund, which collects a huge amount of rainwater which flows down the slopes. And बेटा रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग में आपने ये याद रखना है कि रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग में जो है हमने जो अपना अंडरग्राउंड वाटर है वो हमने रिचार्ज करना है. वो हम कैसे रिचार्ज कर सकते हैं? दिस मीन्स जो फ्लो ऑफ वाटर है उसको हमने बचाना है, और हमने जो ज़्यादा ज़्यादा वाटर है रेन वाटर, ये दैट शुड परकुलेट, दैट शुड सीप इनटू द soil. And for example, when too much water that's pumped out through deep tube wells, then the water level below the earth's surface that gets lowered too much. The lowering of this water that decrease the availability of underground water. This means in order to maintain the water table at a proper depth, it is necessary to ensure better percolation of rainwater into the soil, and that is known as rainwater harvesting. This means what is rainwater harvesting? It is simply a scheme that is recommended to stop flowing rainwater and make it percolate into the soil more efficiently. ठीक है. रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग दैट इज़ एन एज ओल्ड प्रैक्टिस इन इंडिया, and rainwater harvesting is used for collecting and storing rainwater for future use. And the common methods of rainwater, how we can save this rain, how we can increase the water table at a proper depth, how we can make the rainwater percolate into the soil. There were different common methods. For example, by digging pits, ponds, and lakes, we can save this rainwater. Second, by building small earthen dams or concrete check dams, we can make these earthen dams, or we can make concrete dams to save this rainwater. Third, construction of dikes to make these embankments, to make bunds below the sloping area, so that this water, when it will flow from higher slopes, it will collect into the digs, or we can say it will collect into these pits. And construction of reservoirs, by constructing these concrete reservoirs to save this rainwater, or construction of floor tops, rooftops collecting units in houses, we can also save this rainwater when it flows from our rooftops. These are some of the methods by which we can save this rainwater, or these are the methods of water harvesting. And there are traditional rainwater methods, these harvesting systems for agriculture in different parts of our country. And some of the ancient water harvesting structures that were used in different rural regions of our country, they are like this is, for example, in Rajasthan, khadins, tanks, nadis, they were used for rainwater harvesting. Remember it, these questions they are asked in examination, and ये objectives में भी आते हैं. What are different ancient water harvesting structures, what were they known in different parts of our country. राजस्थान में उनको क्या बोलते हैं, टैंक्स, खादिन्स और नदीज. In Maharashtra they are known as bandaras or tals, and in Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh they are known as bundis. In Bihar they are known as ahras and pines, and in Himachal Pradesh they are known as kuls, and in Jammu region they are known as ponds, and in Tamil Nadu they are airs or tanks, and in Kerala they are surangams, and in Karnataka they are kathas. This means these are the different water harvesting structures that were built in different regions of our country, or we can say different states of our country. ठीक है. Now we will see what are they. This means जो main purpose है rain water harvesting का, or we can say harvesting का, that is not to hold rain water on the surface of the earth, but that is to make rainwater percolate into the ground so as to recharge groundwater. Now, because this groundwater, it has many advantages. Like we can say, this groundwater water that is stored in the ground, that does not evaporate easily, and it spreads out and it recharges our wells and provides moisture for crops over wide area. And this water that is stored in ground, that does not promote breeding of mosquitoes. Like जैसे वाटर होता है stagnant water जो होता है collected in ponds or artificial lakes, that promotes breeding of mosquitoes. But groundwater that is free from pollution, and it is protected from contamination by human and animal activities. And जो water stored होता है into the ground, that utilized for the benefit of local people. This means rainwater harvesting जो rural areas में है, that not only increase agriculture production and income of farmers, but also mitigates the effects of droughts and floods, and it also increase the lift of downstream dams and reservoirs. Got it? These are some of the methods. These are seen here, pictures of some of the rainwater harvesting methods. This means, dear students, now you should remember how we can manage our natural resource water, and we should avoid wastage of this water. We should not pollute our this natural resource, and we should use this water in a proper way, and we should adopt different methods by which we can recharge our groundwater, like by planting more and more trees, because due to vegetation more rainwater that percolates into the ground. That was all about this natural resource water. Thank you.